Okay, in this video, I go over the Chapter 13 planning homework solutions where you're making bikes, men's and women's bikes, over 2 months. You're given a forecast for each product for each month. You're giving unit cost, the cost to make a bike. You're given the hours to make it and assemble it, a starting inventory, a target ending inventory, the cost of carrying inventory from month to month, which is 2% of the unit cost. So it's 80 cents to carry a bike from one month to the next if it's a men's bike, and 60 cents if it's a women's bike. If you want to make a plan of making the same amount every month, what would that amount be? And you can see how I have it set up. It's equal to your ending inventory minus your starting inventory plus the total amount you have to make for the planning horizon divided by the number of planning periods, which for this problem is 2. So right now I'm not making anything, and so I'm using conditional formatting to show that I've got problem areas, that I haven't made enough bikes, and also my labor policy is being violated. So let's implement this and make 177.5, 135. There's the first month, and that's the second month. And you can see now the red leaves, which means I haven't violated any issues. I've got my target ending inventory. So let's look at the inventory position formula. What I start with plus what I make minus what goes out the door. So my ending inventory in month 2 is 25, where it's supposed to be. If I look at my hours used in manufacturing, I'm using a sum product formula based on the number of bikes and my manufacturing hours to make a bike, my assembly hours. If I total those out, that gives me my hours used in the first month, which is within plus or minus 500 of my hours from the previous month. So if this is the hours I used in the previous month, then I need to be within this. And then for the second month, if this was the hours I used, then I need to be plus or minus 500 from it. Okay, so that's the level strategy. The cost turns out to be $22,397. Well, what if I used an optimization package and tried to minimize the cost? Can I beat $22,397? So this is what I'm trying to make really small by changing these. These are my production planning numbers. And then I've got constraints. Let's just do them all again. I've got to make sure that all of my inventory have to be greater than or equal to 0. I can't have negative inventory. I also need to have the last 2 months be greater than or equal to my target inventory, which is 25. And my labor requirements is that my hours used have to be less than or equal to my max hours. And then also my hours used have to be greater than or equal to my min hours based on my labor requirements. So when I set this all up, and make sure you use the simplex solver, I solve this, and you can see that I was able to save $10, which isn't a lot for this one. Sometimes the optimal solution is not much better than a practical solution, but sometimes it can be. So that's how you would use solver to evaluate that. Thanks.